and share sort of my reading list for the year for just myself and what I want to read. Not just the fun books. This video is going to be all about like homeschooling books for motherhood and everything else. My name is Bina Walker and I have 5 kiddos, 10, 8, 6, 4, and a 1-year-old, and we live in Houston, and we've been homeschooling for about going on our 3rd year now, and we absolutely love it. Wouldn't do it any other way, and I'm just so happy to sort of share kind of what I read to encourage me along the way. You know, there's so many other people that have gone on before me, obviously, who have homeschooled, and there's no need to reinvent the wheel, but to sort of find that community out there in books that, you know, I typically haven't read before. And so this last year, I came across Charlotte Mason. I didn't realize I was doing Charlotte Mason. I was so incredibly sort of encouraged, like, oh my goodness, this is a totally different way to look at like mom, look at the children, and as a real person. And it's very similar to Miriam Montessori, but I just like that she was giving a different perspective that I wasn't quite used to. And anyway, so like, subscribe, and do all the things to help me out with the algorithm, and let's get started. So with Charlotte Mason, she has 6 volumes, and I am on her first one. And I just started this, and home education, you know, it's kind of written in the 1800s English, is fine. And so I am just starting this, and she has 6 volumes. So that's something I'm probably gonna read in the next 2 or 3 years. I don't plan to just be like, ooh, let's go sit down and, you know, only read about parenting. My goal this year is to read 150 books, and so I like to read 2 physical books, and then 1 on the Kindle, and then 1 at like an Audible in my ear, 1 on an Audible in my ear. And so I like to only stick with 4 books at a time. So this right here, my stack, is what I'm reading throughout this whole year. So Home Education is my book that I'm reading basically when we are at ballet or dance, and I cannot wait to finish this one. Charlotte Mason Companion. This is basically this author summarizing everything into here to make it relatable to today. And so far, I think I'm on chapter 4, I'm on chapter 4, and I think she hired an artist to help her with all these images in here, and I just like them. And then I really like that it just really helps you to just understand it in today's terms. Like, she starts out with who Charlotte Mason was, and like the different kinds of styles that she was talking about in terms of like how you learn, how you kind of mother. Something that really kind of stuck out to me was when you're thinking about your kiddos, it was find something that they absolutely love, like whether it's a pet, their siblings, or something else, and then find something that they absolutely love to do, and then something for them to think about. And then this is, you know, it's just such a great thing that I came across in this book, right? So what is the best curriculum for a well brought up person? Whatever it is, the curriculum you use in your home, be sure that your children each day have something or someone to love, something to do, and something to think about. And then she just goes into it. I just like that it's very simple, it's down to the point, and I recommend you guys reading this. It's helped me along the way. And then this book, this next one, has helped me in the past. I read it on, I believe, Audible or Libby, I don't remember which one, but I got the physical copy, and I wanted to go through it just one more time this year. There's a whole list of books that I listen to just on a yearly basis, like The Whole Brain Child, The Montessori Method, The Montessori Toddler, and I believe it's Sibling Rivalry, and I don't forget what other parenting book, but there's another parenting book that I like. But this was also one that I wanted to add to like my yearly, okay, let's get kind of encouraged for the year. So I'm excited to get to this, because, you know, this is going to help with redefining what school means. I'm not trying to replicate public school in my home, and let's redefine what does it mean to learn something and everything else. Another book that I bought actually that came a couple weeks ago is Mother Culture, and this is one of those Charlotte Mason books that, again, is just, I think it might be written by the same person. Oh my word, yeah, it's written by this same person, you guys. Sorry, I shook it. And so that will be really cool to read after I do this one. I might do that, and because again, the images are very similar, and I think how she, organized the book too is quite nice. And one thing I really like about homeschooling, especially like as a woman and a mom, is not only are my kids learning, but what am I gonna do for myself to keep my brain, working and investing in my own intellectual, well-being. And so that's the reason why I bought that book. So I'm excited to go into that. The Call of the Wild and Free. This is such a great book, you guys. I recommend reading both of these. This book and then the Read Aloud Family legit changed how I sort of came across like me feeling like I'm not good enough, or we're not doing enough, or my kids are not, doing everything that they used to do at their previous school, and feeling like, you know what, after reading this book, I am reading, they're getting things and they're making those connections and restoring the wonder in your kids' eyes. And so these two books I highly recommend. You guys are something in my eye. I think it's like, eyelash. Anyway, I don't know what it is, but here in Texas, I've gotten so many eye infections in the Houston area. I don't know, like in Seattle, even as a kid, I never got eye infections. Anyway, so every time my eye is itchy, I'm like, oh no, am I gonna be out for another week with a weird little eye? Another book that I have here on my list that I got from Amazon, this is kind of like an Amazon haul for moms. Hey, there you go. Okay, is The Unhurried Homeschooler. This is a very thin book compared to like all the other books, you guys. So this would be like a one-day kind of Saturday read. And so I'm excited to read this one. And this is just, again, pursuing homeschooling in like a slow kind of manner. And this one, you guys, I listened on Audible and I was like, this is a book I need to have and highlight. And there's like a different way when you're listening to a book, which is fine because your brain processes it the same way as reading a book, right? But there's something different when you're actually highlighting and writing your notes and everything else. And so I want to do that with this book when I go through it. And then of course, my last book, you guys, it's one of my favorite. And The Brave Homeschooler is another one. And I don't have that physical copy, but for sure, one of my favorites. And Modern Miss Mason, cannot forget about that one. Love that one. Her first story about when she went to this conference in Nebraska, I believe it was, and she was like, who are these kids talking to me about my trip and everything else? And they were like, oh well, they're homeschooled. And that was it was a good read. Anyway, is the Read Aloud Family. And you guys, when I was walking like 5 miles a day back in January, I was just like, this is such a great book, and it just kept me going, and it was a good listen. I like books that are, when they're audible, read by the actual author. It kind of gives it that feeling. But anyway, this too is about restoring that wonder, slowing down, and why can't your kid learn from reading aloud, and how reading aloud helps them with testing, it helps them with vocabulary, increased vocabulary, helps them with communication skills and everything else. And so I really liked this book. And then it also has in here like how to choose the right books for your family and what makes a good read aloud, and it's okay to stop in the middle and everything else. And so these are some really awesome books. And if you guys know any other parenting or homeschooling books, let me know. I'm sure I forgot some down in the comments because there's so many out there, but these are just the ones that I am going through this year on my list. And right now I'm on book 67 or 68, and I think this one is my 67th or 68th one because I just started this one. And so I'm reading, my physical books I'm reading is the Home Education and then the Charlotte Mason Companion right now. And so these are the two that I'm currently reading. And then on my Kindle, I'm reading The Enchanted Hour, I believe it's called. And then on Audible, I'm listening to, oh my word, it's about a little girl who's blind, and it's during the Holocaust, and I cannot remember. It's All I Can See. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, I'll link it down below, but that's a really, really, really good one as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we will talk to you guys soon. Bye.